Minister Higgins, last night in your constituency there was a meeting of several hundred residents who were seriously concerned about the state's plan to purchase the City West Hotel outright and turn it into a permanent asylum hub, and many people expressed concerns about pressure on local services. They expressed safety concerns. They had all sorts of various worries, and they said explicitly, some attendees at the meeting, that they feel like their local TDs don't care about them and don't care about these concerns, and that this plan will go ahead whether or not locals consent to it. I'm wondering, what is your response to those sentiments from the people at that meeting?
So City West has been used by the state for 5 years at this point, both as a COVID testing hub, as a vaccination centre, and now with emergency accommodation for provision of international protection applicants. There's uncertainty at the moment in relation to its future. It's widely understood that the state is interested in the purchase of City West, the hotel itself, and perhaps the convention centre also. I'm not sure whether that's the case. I'm not privy to that detail. My understanding is no decision has been made, no contracts gotten into or anything like that, and that a value for money assessment has to be completed as part of.
Do you hear that? You heard it again. With all of these clowns, all it is about value from money. That's the only thing they can think of, is the value for money. I wonder how much they made out of it when they converted into what she said about it being a centre to administer the Great Jabberwocky. I wonder how much they made out of it then. It's all about value for money with them.
The next phase of the decision-making process. So I suppose once we have the value for money assessment completed, once the state has outlined its position in relation to whether or not it will purchase City West, then discussions around planning for the future can take place. And from my perspective, I want to make sure that if City West is purchased, that there is community dividend and that our community is supported through that transition.
But if locals have a very emphatic and clear objection to this going ahead, and if it's made clear to their local elected representatives like yourself that this is something that the community does not want to happen, will it happen regardless? Will those concerns actually be heard out in the way that they're asking for, essentially, where they feel like this is an undemocratic thing that's going ahead, is the view that was expressed?
Well, as a local TD, I'm dealing with a lot of members of the constituency. I attended recently a meeting in relation to Gardaí within the local area, and a lot of the concerns that were aired last night were aired at that also. So their concerns I'm certainly taking on board. I'm bringing back to my colleagues within government.
But specifically on the point, is there the case? Is it the case that this will not go ahead if locals don't want it to go ahead? Is that can people stop this if they object vociferously enough?
So at the moment, no decision has been made on this, and that's really important to say. It's government is interested in, and that's wide understanding, is interested in purchasing it, but a lot of steps have to happen before that can happen.
So in other words, they're telling you that, well, they're trying to tell us that, look, we're taking over that building and we're going to do whatever the hell we like with it. I'm going to completely ignore your question about local people's concerns. I'll admit that they're real, and I'll take it back to government. But there's really fuck all we're going to do about it. We're still going to go ahead and do what we want because it's a value for money. We're making money out of it. So we're not going to give her up that easy, you know? Crazy.